What's up, tribe? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I hope you like this video. This is your review for Divorce Sisters Season 1, Episode 4. Baby, I cannot wait to get caught up on all of these episodes so we can do a live and we can talk about all of the things. Because this is the episode where it turned left for me. I was here for the majority of what was going on until this episode. Because so many things went down in this episode that... So we pick up where we left off, child. Naomi shows up to the banquet drunk as hell. Okay, she drunk as a skunk, and they sit her at the table with Franklin's new wife, and the whole crew. Right. First of all, ain't nowhere in the world they were supposed to let her stay. I don't care what you had to do. I don't care if you had to carry her out of there kicking and screaming. There's absolutely no reason in the world why Naomi was supposed to stay at that banquet. She was drunk. And y'all already know it was a powder keg, even if they were both sober. It was a powder keg on a good day. But you add in the fact that she's drunk and he just took all the stuff out her house that she was supposed to give him. Baby, you had to know that wasn't going to turn out good for anybody. So that's number one. That should have been the first thing. Okay. Number two, then she's so drunk at the table, they said, well, let's get her some coffee to try to sober her up a little bit. They bring her some coffee, and she said it's too cold. First she said she don't want it, then she said it's too cold. So then they were like, well, let's bring her some hot coffee. Okay, we're going to bring her some hot coffee. Okay. Now, they were like, let's start the auction because we need a distraction. So they start the auction, and while they got the coffee thing trying to go with Naomi, and they're starting the auction, to try to get... Now, listen, this scene went on way too long, so it ain't gonna take me that long to get through this. Probably ain't gonna take me that long to get through this review, because this scene went on for way too long, okay? But Javon is trying to distract Naomi. He starts talking to her about being a photographer and wanting to take her picture, and, all of that. And, of course, Tiffany was like, oh, that was so sweet. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for trying to distract him. Thank you. I know what you're doing. So, you see them getting closer and closer. You see Geneva feeling some kind of way about it. You see Franklin feeling some kind of way about the way Naomi is acting, and they exchanging barbs at each other. You got the wife sitting there looking all half crazy because she don't even know what she need to do. You got Rashida embarrassed because she trying to be there to support her homegirl, but at the same time she knows she's supposed to get that woman out of there. Again, no reason in the world why all them women didn't get that girl out of there, but neither here nor there. So then Franklin gets up and says, because the next thing up for auction is a piece of artwork. Come to find out, it's that one of those pieces of art that they done took out her house from earlier that day. The artwork, the art piece is worth $4 million. Franklin gets up there and he starts giving this speech. And here again, here's another way. This is supposed to be a church function. Yet you let that man stand up there and talk about that woman the way he talked about that woman, and talked about her brother being a drug addict, and talked about how his ex-wife was a monster. Really? Like, I get it. Pastor was trying to get that money. He want to build that new building, but this supposed to be a church function. You think the church was cool with that? Like, the church was okay with that man standing up there disparaging that woman like that? They don't know the history. They don't know the backstory. He calling that woman's brother a drug addict, saying he wasn't good for nothing. The only thing he did good in his life was be a good artist and what he left. And so then he gonna say, and this artwork is worth, it's worth $4 million, but we're gonna start the bidding at $5. So, of course, Naomi is seething. Like, she's still drunk. She is seething. She crying because she's upset about her brother. She's mad as hell at Franklin. And you see it. Like, you see it building up. You know this is not going to end well. So then Tiffany was like, she holds up her paddle. She was like $20,000. Like, we're not playing that game. Franklin was like, oh, that's what we doing? Tiffany was like 50. So then Franklin gonna say, we going back to $20. Keep it at 20. No, he said keep it at 20, and that's when Tiffany was like 20,000. And then she said 50,000. So then Franklin gonna say $4 million. So he basically bought the painting back And I guess that was going to be his donation to the church. And of course, Pastor is all happy and grinning and skinning because now he got the money for the church that he's trying to start. Doesn't matter that it's at the expense of everybody in the room. So baby Franklin come back to the table and he started talking about how he gonna throw the painting out with the trash just like her brother. Baby Naomi picked up that hot cup of pot of coffee and threw it. Now, in all reality, do I think like that coffee was not hot enough to do? Well, I guess McDonald's coffee was hot enough to burn them people up like that. But either way, the coffee went all over the back of Franklin's new wife, so she got burns on her. Pastor's hand get all burned up. John, I believe. Is he John? Anyway, Pastor's hand get all burned up. And then here come his assistant running over. You okay, Pastor? Baby Rashida was like... So, of course, Naomi ends up getting arrested, right? And Rashida wants to go to check on Naomi. And her husband was like, well, no, he was like, you're not going to go down there and check on her. We're going to go to the hospital and check on Franklin and his wife. Like, what are you talking about? So, Rashida was like, all right, fine. Basically like, I really want to go. So Geneva and Tiffany were like, we got it. We'll take care of it. So Javon was like, I'll take you down there. I'll take you. And Geneva was like, I got it covered. I don't need you to take me. I got it covered. He was like, well, I know some people. So I guess Javon is an attorney too. He was like, well, I know some people. I can make some phone calls. And Geneva was like, I know people too. Like, I don't need you to make no phone calls. I know people too. But baby, you know what happened. Geneva, Tiffany, and Javon end up going down to the daggone courthouse, to the police station to check on Naomi. Rashida and Pastor, I think it's John. Anyway, they head down to the hospital, and we find out a lot of things on the ride down to the hospital because Rashida and Pastor, they get into it again. Child, they just can't stop arguing. But what we found out was, not only did Franklin leave Naomi, he had a whole affair with this woman that he now married to, the white woman, and she got pregnant. So listen, Naomi might have done some crazy stuff because I feel like we found out later on that Naomi did something as it relates to their child to try to turn the father against the child. I don't know if she accused him of being inappropriate, but she did something. But it sounds like he really did some dirty dog stuff. They get down to the hospital, and who's at the hospital? The assistant. Sir, why are you here? Why are you here, sir? So Rashida is like, what you doing? Like, she said, it's like, what you doing here? So Rashida and Franklin end up getting into it. And he was like, because on the way down there, Pastor was like, I don't even understand why you still friends with Naomi. I don't like her. And then we find out that Naomi did something to try to stop them from getting married, right? Which, in hindsight, Naomi might have been right. Now, we didn't know what Naomi did, but he was like, did you forget that that we almost didn't get married because of her? I don't understand how you could still be friends with that woman. That woman is horrible. That woman is this. That woman is that. Da, 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 da. And Rashida was like, she's my friend. Like, I've known her all my life. She's my friend. And he was like, I don't understand how she could be your friend. I don't understand how she could be your friend. So, baby, they get down to that hospital, and Franklin and Rashida end up getting into it, baby. And he was like, your little gutter snipe of a friend, and this, that, and the other. And I don't understand, why are you here? Like, you're her friend. How could you support what she did to me? Do you think that what she did to me was right? And Rashida was like, no, it's not right. I don't agree with what she did. Well, how can you still be friends with her? How can you defend her? How can you? And she was like, listen, she's my friend. So, baby, the two of them get into it. And why that man called Rashida out her name? Called her a whole bitch. Now, in that moment, Pastor, I know you want that new building. And I even know that you don't agree with Naomi. You think Naomi is a whole gutter snipe too. But why would you sit there and let a man call your wife out her name? So he was like, well, I want to go pray for Naomi. Franklin gonna say, for your wife. Franklin gonna say, you can come, but she's not welcome. So then, the assistant gonna say, I'll take you home, First Lady. She was like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm leaving where my husband leaves. We came together. We gonna leave together. So he comes back, they pray, and while they're praying, Franklin lets the pastor know, listen, because you decided your wife is still cool with Naomi, and after what Naomi did to my wife, she got third-degree burns all over her back. I'm not sure what, with her recovery or whatever. Yeah. To be honest, at this point, I'm not going to be able to give you that money. So now, he mad because he not going to get the money. He mad at Rashida because of course, he blaming her for everything. So they get into another argument on the way home. And Rashida let it be known that she feel like the assistant got some feelings for Pastor. Like, she was like, I see how he looks at you. I see the look in his eyes. And he was like, what you talking about? He was there with his wife tonight. She was like, yeah, his wife who he didn't pay any attention to. Like, I've been peeping what's being put down, okay? They get back to the house. Baby, why he get out the car and don't open the door for her? Now, when they first got to the banquet, he made it his business to open up that door for his wife. Even told the valet, I got it. Baby, they got back to the house, and you could tell that that's the first time that ever happened, because Rashida was like, he really didn't open my door. And she started crying because, and it may not seem like a huge, huge gesture, but what that says, like, it just lets you know they've crossed another threshold in where they are in their marriage. She was like, he really didn't open up my door for me. Like, I can't believe he didn't open up my door. So, down to Bridget's house. Bridget gets home and her boy toy is there playing his video game. And he trying to be all sweet. He done gave her flowers, which really are fake flowers from out of her own bathroom. He talking about, I'm really sorry. Like, I understand that you're not ready for me to be around your friends. And so, I'll chill until you feel like we're at a space where you're comfortable with me around your friends. I'm sorry about tonight. I really didn't know. And she was like, do you really understand what your issue is? Like, do you really understand why I was mad? And he don't. He really don't. Then he gonna tell her, go upstairs and get in something nice and let me love you down right. And then he gonna tell her, and you can go ahead and run my bath water for me because, I just did something nice for you so you could do something nice for me. You mean them flowers you stole out of the bathroom that ain't even real flowers, they plastic flowers? You mean that's what you talking about? You did something nice for her? She was like, you know what? Never mind. You could take these flowers back. And I was like, Bridget, girl, why? Why are you with this man? I mean, I know why you with this man, but why are you with this man? So then down to the police station, is pretty much what you would expect. They waiting for information on, what's going to happen with Naomi. They're hoping to get her out on her own recognizance until she, till her court date. And of course, Tiffany and Javon are just flirting it up, and Geneva is just feeling some kind of way about the whole situation. Okay, John goes home. He's so oblivious. Poor John. He's so damn oblivious to the whole thing. But that was pretty much the highlight of this episode. But baby, when I say this is where the tables turn for me, because first of all, they should have got Naomi out of there. It shouldn't even went down like that. Second of all, they should have made Franklin stop. You let that man get up on stage at a church function and totally humiliate his ex-wife, call her out her name and all kinds of stuff. Like, that ain't going down. I don't care how much money you got in your pocket. You ain't doing that. And then down to the hospital, you let this man call your wife out her name? Again, for real? Yeah. So this is where it turned for me, y'all. Now, we're going to see what episode 5 and 6 is giving. We're going to try to get caught up. So, I'm going to try to do 5 and 6 tomorrow. But definitely by Thursday, I'll have 5 and 6 done. Okay? All right. Let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.